hello galactic family. I am Mary, Queen of Heaven and Earth. Children of love, I come to you this day of the Assumption, not as a representative of the Intergalactic Confederation of Free Worlds, because as you know, since many months we all express ourselves with a single voice. I come see them today, like Mary, the one who led and trod this earth, as those who are in incarnation, having known life, death and resurrection. Silence. I come not advertise them anything in particular, since all that is seen in you and around her today, clearly teaches, if you really want to see the opposite things, which is currently living the times that were foretold through many voices, both the beloved John, as by all the prophets who have traveled this world incarnation. Remember, first of all, that all this happens in you, as you can see on the screen of this world. Then, of course, more than ever, all the words of the ancients, the stars and the archangels, are only there to put them in front of yourself, against the fear or front of love, in order to engage them with firmly in the love that goes and transcends any fear. So each of you, each one of my children, wherever you are on this earth, is confronted with the choice. It is no longer of any vibrational assignment, it is no longer to stand somewhere else than at the hearts where unconditional love transcends everything, but also where human love takes up the whole place and all its truth, and especially all its efficacy. All the circumstances of their lives, whatever their life, and wherever they are, at any age it is today, is only there to put them forward to this dilemma, if I may say, fear or love. Thus, as a mother, but also as a human, I come today, I invite them to take advantage of this period of time it opens to you, during the last months of this particular year, to strengthen them in love and let love be crossing anyone and any condition that you have to live during this period. Certainly, my son, Christ is the model of love. Follow him, not as following someone, but accepting without condition, all that proposes their lives now, wherever they are on this world. Because every circumstance of his life, in any relationship, as in any event, is only there to put them on each occasion, faced with the choice between love and fear. It is no longer to understand what it is not elucidate some unknown element, but rather place them in eternal love, which transcends all dimensions, all times and all places, and to strengthen that you are in a visible way in this world. Oh, not with words, not with speeches, not postures, either with behaviors, but directly by his loving presence, for themselves and for each one, whatever animosity, whatever the satisfaction of relationship or circumstance. Indeed, it is time now to leave the place to the truth. There remains no room for half measures, there remains no room for the one who wants to strengthen his person at the expense of eternity. The choice between the ephemeral and eternity is concluded now, through what you live each. That concern your body, it concern the challenges that you live, that concern your health, your family, your profession, or simply their way of life, everything is a pretext. It is time, now, to install them definitely in love, whatever happens to your body, whatever happens to the circumstances of your life. The best way to experience the joy today is stop wanting to solve something, fail to see what is wrong, if I can say with regard to the truth of love, but simply leave this grace extend and unfold from the center of your heart, from the heart, and so let life fill them for free, on every occasion, in every breath, in every circumstance and in every relationship. Put love ahead and everywhere, is no longer an empty word, but a daily practices and every time, which allows them if they want, wherever you go, to feel the vibrations, to feel the crowns or have not felt anything today. Grace operates increasingly evident on the moment you cease to resist, When you, in some way, say yes to the will of the light, the love will, and delete by yourselves, without any effort, making disappear their personal will. Follow the direction of motion, follow the meaning of life, are increasingly humble and let the light do what you have to do in your body and in your relationships, as in all countries of this planet. What happens before your eyes is just as above. With more violence, with the most foolish acts that the earth lives during this period, there is nothing more than fear. In love, nothing of all this can exist. Love has put them to the test, but also strengthened them in the truth of love. What is the human love that you know that with your marriage, if I can say, with the unconditional love that, as you know, does not depend on any affection, but simply responds to what life is, the grace and intelligence light? There can be no other salvation that of His eternity, to recognize it anywhere, in anything, every minute of your life. Certainly, and maybe you have lived the numerous elements of them or reported to approach them that, they are contacts with nature, which are the oldest information we gave them long ago. Today, even all this should not worry them more, no date should be sought, no pleasure should be sought, only the pleasure of love and grace that are manifested spontaneously, as you know, with no effort and no will. Turn to yourself, turn to this shining of the heart and need not be designed, but that is their nature. If you accept the love, if not fight the fears, turning them into love, then will find that what may still remain memories, resistors or difficult elements to attenuate for themselves, not because they have gone, but because He found the love in you, love yourself, love of life in its entirety. There is Christ, it is not anywhere else. Of course, numerous events take place every day on the surface of the land, which are geophysical changes that are fear and violence manifesting itself, but also the grace and the love that is there, if you know look the real look and not the appearance and not the satisfaction of their desires or their pleasures. Love fills, cannot exclude anything or allow anything to compromise that you are in eternity. On this particular day, as each day passes now to take them to the inevitable, it is only the truth of love. So, as human as you, I invite you to pray every minute of your life, not the sterile prayer of religions, but with the prayer of the heart that needs no words, which needs no other expression than the approach increasingly its center of His chest, His eternity. Here is the only recourse, there is the only food, because all outside food soon cease. My call resound and trumpets will sound the moment the grace has decreed. But be prepared, because He comes as a thief in the night, and He can come, now, no matter when, for each of you, but, no matter when, for the earth together, whatever their position, any what are your fears, whatever their vibrations, whatever their age. It is time now to let disappear all beliefs, to let fade by the power of grace. Remember, you do not have to do anything, no effort, because love is simple and simplicity. Do not embarrass any explanation, any line, any vibration. Simply is there where everything is clear, there where everything flows like a fountain. So you are called to grace, have not for a moment longer as a state befallen at certain times, but as a permanent state and unspeakable, and indelible, where nothing can be as before. Thus the butterfly emerges. Some of you already fly to eternity. Who are still in your life here on earth, remember that the essential is love. No wound, it's for money, it is emotional, cannot prevent that love will heal her, the moment your consciousness divert the vision of these wounds and again, in all, to manifest love, which is the human love, I repeat, as unconditional love. All that presents your consciousness in your life is only there to guide them, encourage them, if you like, and get them there where your true place, one that does not suffer from any limitations of time or space, of any age, of any condition or any assumption. Today, I come to call them, as human as you, following its creation to the end, so that Christ operates in you. To view and put his hands each day with a fresh look, which does not depend on you, which does not depend on the conditions, but that depends solely on love. Be vigilant and be aware of this love. Make your eyes and your consciousness only see, every day, love, whatever the difficulties, whatever the sufferings of their bodies or their lives. Only love can heal them. No science, no medicine today is required at the time that love is manifested in you, in the center of your heart and in each of its cells. There is only joy, one that never ends, the one that never goes out. So, I will not report them anything new, but only encourage them to live, whatever the events of his life, as the collective level, with the same intensity and above all with the same love. Regardless of how it changes or affect, love will grow forever, when you turn to him, when his silent prayer accompany them in every look and every breath we have in this world. Remember, in a more obvious way than ever before, without looking, without thinking, that love is the answer, and that is the same for each of you, as to an archangel, as for the smallest life on earth. Without love, you will live it. It is no longer the case, there is no possibility of eternity. Love is now the bomb that will fill all the necessary. Remember, this is very simple, and the ephemeral cannot be contained with what is simple, only eternity can. His spirit of truth, your impersonal, his spirit of the Son, the choir of angels, all that has been passed on to them for many years, today is a natural and spontaneous fulfillment of the graces of love and life. Once more, you are affected in your flesh, in your emotions, in your thoughts, in your life. It is away from you, so you turn to love, that is in you, before being manifested on earth by trumpets, for Christ, for my call and the tribulations that the earth begins to live for some months. All this will pass and only love will remain. So how, human sister, I invite you to go deeper and deeper in you, for this love that only asks emerge despite all that you can name as karma, wound, or suffering, whatever its nature. Turn to yourself, not as a person, of course, but for your eternity, your spirit, there where your heart beats. Everything is there, absolutely everything, nothing is missing, and ever more visible to your conscience, your eyes, your senses. Everything else, whatever your dose of pain or discomfort, just pass and pass, the quicker you accept what they are, this spirit of truth, this purity of love that does not care about the social masks, with the mask's appearance, their physical condition, their family situation, which depends on nothing and yet acts on all with the same equanimity. Do the same in your consciousness, suited to the model you want, that is Christ, who is Buddha, it is me who is Krishna, or whatever name you want, is not important, it's your last crutch. Now it is now the time to walk and face what you are in truth. Every day and every night will bring each of you according to their modes of communication, I would say, which is useful to bring them more and more to the simplicity of his heart, the simplicity of love, the simplicity of truth. You do not need or emotions or understanding, only need to be there, going to their occupations, which are in the same state within prayer and silence. If they do so, the thanks the flood in a way, often, surprising and new to each of you, giving them see the truth that sustains the appearance of this world, the appearance of the bonds, the appearance of errors of this private humanity of his divinity. Finally ends. With you, we sing praises now, so that my call translates, in a way, if I may say, by a greater intensity conversion to the truth of the heart. beliefs, as you can see, one after another fall apart, leaving them naked, sometimes without references, not even able to support them in light, apparently, not in religions, nor the family, nor much of anything. All this is just an invitation to go to you with lightness, with fullness and grace. For this, of course, everything that concerns his person, the personality, finally, to its history within this ephemeral, must pass actually and concretely to the background, not by any effort of will, but simply by the grace of love. Put the forward love on anything, put the light, let the light be. It's what you are, it does not need you, need your being deep, his eternal being, one who recognizes me in Christ, like any wise and in any saint. Become like children, live in the present moment. Be alert and attentive, not to understand, not to refuse, not to solve but, to be more and more, yourself, if I may say, monopolized by his eternity. His ephemeral continue until my call, with happiness, with elegance and ease, the moment you rest on your heart and your eternity, and on nothing else. Love every circumstance of your life, every encounter with intensity, if I may say, multiplied in relation to what you have been living with the vibrations, with its superconsciencia, because there now, you touch the heart of the heart, that is, the spirit, which has nothing to do with vibrations, which has nothing to do with what goes on, that has nothing to do with the ascension itself, since the spirit is revealed. He proved to himself and then ascension to itself. If you adopt these provisions, every day of your life and every breath of your life will be filled, increasingly, of joy, of lightness, of evidence. Including the unresolved problems in this flesh or in your head, no longer have neither the same weight nor the same density. You then become increasingly light. Do not look for any solution, do not seek any explanation, do not rest more in any belief, but become eternal rock of your heart, in love and grace. This is available to you without any vibration condition, without any condition of karma, without any belief condition. Are spontaneous and are true, let's speak the light, including through his words. Do not think about anything, let spontaneity and grace invade you, beyond any limit in saturation. There is nothing else to do. Of course, the people of nature are always at your disposal, of course, that each of your relationships, each of his affections is there to teach them. Even his enemies, in any case, those you might consider as enemies opposed to his grace, just are there to affirm them in grace and nothing else. The circumstances of this world, the individual and collective basis, as may have noticed, are changing completely. The overlap of eternity and the ephemeral ends the ephemeral. It's like any legend or any history, as any belief. Be yourself, it is certainly to be humble, is certainly transparent. It is mainly no longer be more attached or arrested for any element of your story, no suffering of this body or any difficulties in any relationship. If you have the intelligence, fully human, to put love ahead, then the heart's intelligence will be revealed with great majesty, because you released the holding them. Now it is the time of the resurrection, making them say about his cross, whatever Father, I place my spirit into your hands. There's the resurrection, there is the ascension, there is the assumption, and there is freedom. Regardless, as they see in society, wherever they are in this world, personal and individual freedoms are reduced. This is normal, because it represents the resistance forces, which still exist when something dies and the newborn is not yet born. The birth is made with more or less evidence for each of you. Remember only this, what I told you this day. Love is simple, grace poured the moment his person, his appearance is not in front of the scene. Today, life calls out, in many ways and in many ways, the game's appearance of this person, enrolled between birth and death in order to live their eternity and say finally, as Christ I am alive, I reborn again risen. Whatever the manifestations of your world, as your body will not see as an anomaly, a disease or a resistance, but simply as the illumination of light that sometimes comes to light violently, which can remain in you belief, ephemeral, or locks, as you say. All these are just games that are nothing compared to his eternity. The time of my call arrived, and the 4.5 months that separate you from the end of this year will be, for the whole earth, extremely busy, and it's around what moves and what moves, what changes, then dissolves, the serenity of the heart may find yourself more easily. Try it. What risk is there? What do you have to lose when it is given to them with abundance and grace? Forget the grudges and hatreds, forget the wounds, forget the future, because there is no future, only eternity. Those of you who still believe in the emergence of a new world right here in this dimension should now see evidence that this world has no possible survival. Each day shows it. It is for your body, aging or just born. It is to society, which is traditional, primitive or liberal, as you say. There is no solution in it. The real solution is in you, so let this una solution, the only truth, appear before your eyes in wonder. Pray every minute. You do not need no words, no need to resort to anything that would be foreign to you, since everything is in you, we have repeated many times. It is up to you find out, it's up to you to set them in this supreme peace address where no wound can affect what you are in this world. There's your eternity. Silence. I therefore invite this day of Assumption, the set of my children and the whole of life on earth to surrender to the light, to surrender to love. Whatever your fears, love is always greater than the greatest of fears. Prove it in your body, proving it at every occasion, there's the real prayer. His only food will become, very soon, that you are in fact and in eternity. It is the case, I know, for many of my children who see their former customs disappear, they see their last beliefs crumble. Do not see the wound, in fact they do not see the wound, simply see the establishment of the grace of love. Silence. Our demonstrations, which are the intergalactic confederation of free worlds, they are people of nature, which are also among you, and a brother or sister is the same. Love no longer demand to take over the place. No appearance holds up against love. There's your safe conduct and will not only increasingly evident, but I would say, in a way, becoming more essential and vital. You are the spirit, your love, you are the light that took a body as a vehicle. Only eternity can meet all your wounds, all stories and all your questions. So now, do not hesitate to enter this perpetual prayer of the heart, there is love and nowhere else. Silence. Therefore, I come to invite you to commune with yourself and in yourself, right here, whatever the contributions of other dimensions, whatever the revelations that you have lived, whatever meetings they have had in a plan physical or subtle, whatever their expansions of consciousness. Let joy be what you are, there where there is thirst, there where there are no more questions, there where there are no more questions, there where there is neither time nor space, then where is the naked love that you are? There's your only food, and the only essential thing during these cloudy times, the earth, that will step up, not hide, on a much larger scale than what has been experienced so far. All this is part of the establishment of the kingdom of love, the kingdom of the 1,000 years, in another state, in another form and another freedom, which has nothing to do with the freedom that you could see in the social structure of this world. Rediscover freedom, not to act as you wish in this world, but be yourself in every breath and every minute, every morning and every night. There's the only way to become yourselves, this burning sun, this Christi, this risen Christ. Silence, let me also as Mother of mankind, be present at your side when you enter anew. I would even say that you no longer need to realize our presence, realize the channel Mariano, realize your chakras or new bodies, or the stars and doors. There is a bare consciousness that is there, that awaits them, which does not depend on any external manifestation, not even light, but that is the light itself, which you are. So, every day and every moment, we are all in you, present your side and you. We are no longer simply in relation or communion, we are no longer only in fusion, as in the mechanisms of consciousness that perhaps you might live, but the installation of the kingdom of love which does not depend on any circumstances or any state previous. Thus, you will live the state of grace and abandonment to grace without difficulty, without the need to isolate them, no need to escape the circumstances, that this relates to your body, your relationships, your partner, your job. It is that what you are yourself in your eternity, which does not depend on any circumstances and nothing else, just love that you are. Allow me, dear children, wherever they are on earth, the time to read or listen to what I say, bless them now, wherever they are. After listening to me, after I read it, close your eyes and take you. Not to cleave unto anything that happens, it is an emotion, a thought, a vibration, an energy, are just there. Be the light receptacle is the sacred cup filling and who finds himself as light. I give you my eternal and infinite blessing. I give them what they are in love and truth in spirit. Thus, heart to heart, each of you is able to accomplish the same thing, crossing with a stranger on the street, and the problem is, be in joy and truth. Do not react, do not calculate all, they are the same, increasingly more often, more easily and with greater evidence each day. Everything is there, everything else just goes. I love them, I embrace you from my heart, each of you, my heart is your heart. What was my flesh is flesh today. What is my spirit is the spirit of eternity. Everything is there, everything is in you. Do you accept? Check for yourself, do not believe. I love them, and bless them, wherever they are, on any day that you read or listened to what I have just said. There is nothing new, you see it. Of course, many indoor events took place that led you to the yes, to the absolute, to the impersonal. Today there are no more steps, all the works took place, all the marriages took place. We can only put them to the test yourself, and set them in their eternity. Heart to heart, that grace and Christ accompany every minute and every second. I love them. See you later.